So Elon Musk says that DOGE is not winding down, even if he cuts back on his schedule as he heads back to tend to things at Tesla, a little bit more of his schedule. So here's a preview of his interview with Jesse Waters, which you will see tonight at 8 o'clock.
Is DOGE just getting started? This is a long-term enterprise.
It's a long-term enterprise because if we take our eye off the ball, the waste and fraud will come roaring back.
They can Doge when Democrats get back in power.
We're trying to have it be such that the funding is removed, so the grants are gone. So there's a lot of work required to restart the waste and fraud.
Tyrus is here, Fox Nation host and Fox News contributor. Tyrus, great to have you with us. You know, I was thinking about this, $160 billion in cuts, right?
Yes.
There was a time when they were talking $2 trillion, and I think anything that steps in that direction is obviously a positive to get rid of waste and fraud. But how do you grade what happened, do you think, so far?
Well, I'm for one excited. I think even if you can save the American people at this point $10, we'll take it.
Right.
With the gross spending we've seen in the last previous 4 years. I think DOGE needs to be a staple, but that's going to depend on the American people. It's not necessarily. Elon Musk has set a life-changing event in terms of we can now look at government spending. When they pass laws, DOGE comes in and looks at it, and we can start to cut through some of the fat and some of the, basically embezzlement we've seen in this government. But it's going to be up to the American people. You have to continue to vote politicians in that support this type of operation. So if you're putting in people with opposition, DOGE will be gone faster than it got here. Yeah. So it's important that midterms, all that stuff matters now because you want transparency and you want to see where your money goes, and DOGE gives the American people that option.
I couldn't agree more. I think it should be institutionalized, and there should be checks in every one of these spending mechanisms to keep this going. But this doesn't encourage me. This is Jared Moskowitz, who was part of the DOGE caucus. Watch.
The DOGE caucus in Congress is dead. It's defunct. It met twice. I was there and never met again. They weren't included in any conversation. So the DOGE caucus in Congress officially dead. DOGE of the executive branch, a complete failure. They have not met their goals by 85%. And they didn't do any efficiency. Nothing in government is more efficient. They just did dog. They forgot the E part.
Well, government was supposed, the White House was supposed to cut $1 trillion and then another $1 trillion from Congress through this caucus. I don't think that he's too sad.
No.
Or any of them, really, right?
What an angry little man. I thought Gutfeld was an angry little man. That dude was just angry. And he's done nothing. And again, that's what you should be voting against. Because even if it should be what we're seeing as promised. Oh, this is dead and that is dead. That is, those are the type of politicians that you need to. Why are they so? Who is against the idea of protecting the American people's money and where it's going, unless someone who's benefiting from that overspending? So anytime you see a politician talk like that, I would put a little check by his name and be like, I need to watch that guy.
Hey, good point. Let's squeeze this in from Mark Zuckerberg on AI and how many friends people have.
American, I think it's fewer than 3 friends, 3 people that they'd consider friends. And the average person has demand for meaningfully more. I think it's like 15 friends or something, right? I guess there's probably some point where you're like, all right, I'm just too busy. I can't deal with more people. But the average person wants more connectivity, connection than they have.
So he's saying AI can get to know you really well and can be one of your friends, Tyrus.
Yeah, says probably the Chinese ambassadors that are still working with Facebook. Listen, anything that comes out of his mouth, I would take with a grain of salt. This man has been dishonest over and over again. We know what he did with the censoring of conservative voices and the allowing of people like myself to be mimicked and duplicated with fake accounts going after our fan base and stuff like that. And then we've seen the information where they were allowing China to use our info. So again, anything that comes out of his mouth, I would be like, nope. Sorry, move on. There's nothing worse than a guy with a weird perm telling you need more friends.
Well said, Tyrus. Thank you very much. Good to see you today.
Yeah, do we even do perms anymore? Is that a thing?
Yeah. No perms, yeah. We'll be right back.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.